There you are. Welcome back, everybody, to the Fun Sun Fam channel. It's been a little while, but we are officially packing for our next cruise this leap day. Obviously, you're going to be seeing this after we've already gone on the cruise, but this is the February 29th on the Carnival Magic. It's time to pack and get ready to go. Bye. Yep, we are back, and this is going to be a really fun trip. We have 4 ports. 2 of them are new. So we're going to be San Juan, Puerto Rico, Grand Turk, Tortola, and St. Martin. St. Martin and Tortola are new ports for us. We did explore San Juan on the last one, which if you haven't seen, go check out the last videos that we put up last year. I'll explain about the big gap in time between videos some other time, but for now we're gonna get to packing. Alright, so I am gonna hit you with just a couple quick things that we think are some essentials and also some nice to haves. One that we have now included as essential is this right here. Okay, not necessarily this brand, doesn't matter, but what this is, it's an outlet extender. This one has some USB ports on it and 3 outlets. When you go on a cruise, expect there are not very many outlets to use. That is one of the biggest things. There may be 1, maybe 2. Some newer ships have USB on them, so there's that, but don't expect that. So this was about I think 10 bucks on Amazon, something like that, but that's that one. The other thing, which maybe not essential depending on, you know, how much stuff you like to bring with you, is this right here. Little bag. It's over the shoulder. It's got lots of space. This one was like 20 bucks on Amazon. It's nice to throw over your shoulder. It's got like a pocket here. Fits my phone, which is a Galaxy S9, so fits that. I don't think it would fit the bigger ones, like the bigger iPhones or the Notes, but it's worth a try if you got it. If not, for a camera. One of the other, I would say, essential, especially when you go to the different ports. One thing you have to remember is that not all ports are built up. I don't know a better way of saying that. They're not all built up. So some of the walkways, some of the pads can be really rough. But if you're just going to a beach, you know, flip-flops, sandals, we suggest these water shoes. Again, not this brand specifically. We are Amazon fans, so we go through Amazon. These are A-liters. I also have A-liters. They were like 15 bucks, 20 bucks, somewhere around there. They're really tough and rugged to wear. One thing is, I had back in September, we went to Universal Studios for my birthday. It was great.
Check out the video.
Check out the what?
Oh, we didn't do videos.
Damn. We didn't do videos for that. Which is another thing I'll explain. We'll do a little sit down and then I'll explain why we didn't shoot more video for that trip. But we did a day where we did all the water rides. Me and Evan did all the water rides, so I needed to wear shoes. So I actually ended up wearing those water shoes, and I wore them all day pretty much in the parks, walking around. And if you know Universal, it's a big park. There's lots of space, and I didn't have any problems. They're comfortable enough to walk around to where you're not hurting afterwards. So that's good. So yeah. So the next essential, absolutely essential for any Caribbean, tropical, whatever you want, any cruise where there's sun, there are some people in this world who are very prone just caught Evan in the back. He's not a morning person. Some people are very prone to getting burnt, and the Caribbean sun is very, very harsh on skin. So
especially from Wisconsin.
Especially being from Wisconsin, we get sun, but we don't want to go out there because it's cold. Sunscreen, have to.
This
100%.
is a very nice brand, non-greasy, 100 SPF.
Bam. Not sponsored by Neutrogena, but thankful for them because this This one over here burns really easy, and you probably saw in our last cruise vlog that, you know, we all got a little toasty, but it would have been a lot worse not having this stuff. We used a different one. Me and Evan used a different one too, but also Neutrogena, but it still works. Still works good. Now, not an essential, but a very highly recommended thing is A, the thing I have on now, and B, one of these. Yep. Looks crazy, right? You're gonna, I bought this for this cruise. We're gonna see how it is. You're gonna see my crazy looks. You're gonna see my crazy looks on the cruise. But that right there, I'm hoping really blocks out the back of my neck, because the back of your neck really gets burnt up if you don't pay attention. And sometimes I don't pay attention. I don't put on the sunscreen. Okay, on to the next thing. We bought for this trip. I don't know how it's gonna work, but I don't feel like it could not work. This is a dry bag. This is 30 liters. Bought this off of Amazon. This was 20 bucks. One of our trips, one of our excursions on, is this St. Martin, I think?
Yes. On
St. Martin, we booked this excursion, which will also be in the videos. It's a boat tour, so it's 6 hours long. But one of the things is there's no piers or docks. So, you know, they anchor out, you know, I don't know, 30 yards from the beach, and you get out and you swim over to shore. This right here will put all of the things we don't want getting wet, towels, phones, you know, those types of things. Instead of having individual bags, we do have individual bags for all these things as well. Just, you know, it's just a little extra precaution. That's, you know, strap it over your back, jump in the water, and you're good to go. You don't want to submerge it underwater, but it floats to the top. That's the point, is it'll float on the top as you're going into shore. The next not so essential, but nice to have. I only have one thing left. There's other things that are nice to haves. Not essential, but will be nice to have, is the Downy wrinkle release, little spray. When you pack your bags up, if you're anything like us, we roll our stuff in the suitcases to get more in there, because for 8 days we pack for 12. You roll them up, you unroll them, and they're all wrinkled. The wrinkle release actually helps a little bit. So another little tip. But now we move on to the most important thing you will ever need to take on a cruise. Crazy shirts. If you don't know, take a little look at the videos. You'll see my nice little dad shirts is what I call them. Cruise dad shirts. I bought a couple more this year, so be ready to see on the cruise coming up. Outside of that, there's a lot of other things you can bring with you. That was just a couple that we like to bring that are not just essentials. Like, hey, you need underwear and socks and shorts. If you don't bring those things, you know, yeah, you know, that sucks. Shelves number one, you gotta have books to read. Sometimes there's downtime. We have on this cruise, we actually have 3 sea days. That's a lot more than we normally have. So there's gonna be a lot more little open time. So, you know, having books and having music, you know, movies or anything to watch, all worth it. So yeah, that's it for now, and we'll see you later. All right, so the question really comes down to why haven't we uploaded since the last cruise? There's a few things that apply here. One is, on the cruise we were using our Panasonic G7, and there's no internal stabilization for that camera at all whatsoever. So everything was really hard to get stabilized. You know, if we were walking, if we were moving in any sort of way, the footage was incredibly difficult to use. We didn't want to carry on doing that, but regardless, what it comes down to is we didn't want to carry around the camera. Like, the Lumix is pretty big too, so just so you know, like that's kind of what happened. In September we went to Universal Studios for my birthday. It was a fantastic time. We were there for 5 days. We also did Halloween Horror Nights for 2 nights. It would have been the very perfect time to bring the camera along, and we did bring the camera along. We started filming. We shot the intro for it, and it it was really difficult to lug the camera around because it is such a big thing with just such a big camera with the lens. It was hard to get in the lockers with the tripod, so we just stopped filming. It wasn't worth it. We were, you know, I was trying a lot to get shots, and it was taking away from some of the fun. So I ended up just putting up the camera and saying screw it, be done with it. So now we are shooting on the vlogger special, the Canon G7x Mark II. So that's why now it's a much smaller form camera. So now for this cruise, it'll be a lot different.